And we are back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. It's episode 81 of the Free Gems Podcast.
Episode 81.
Jesus here. That's me if y'all don't know. You know what I'm saying? I got K-Cinco across the room right now. You know what I'm saying?
Like always.
If y'all don't know, you know what I'm saying? Look, my voice is a little raspy right now. We was outside.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Listen, we was outside doing hood rat activities. You know what I'm saying? I don't know how niggas ended up getting me in the Bronx. All of a sudden, I'm at playoffs. I'm like, yo, playoffs? When I heard playoffs, I'm like, nigga, that's the
We ain't even won a game.
First of all, let me explain something to you. Niggas love to go to the hood to party and don't realize that you are endangering your fucking life. Listen, if you go to the hood and party, just do me a favor. When the shit is over, honestly, I suggest you get out 30 minutes before the shit really to get out. You don't want to be part of the let out, ladies and gentlemen.
You want to be part of the parlay let out.
You want to, listen, parlay let out is when shit gets real. It's a lot of bumping into niggas. Nigga, yo, who you bumping into? Yo, wait right here. It's a lot of shit you don't want to hear. You hear niggas say, yo, wait right here after the party? Don't wait right there. He's coming back with a gun. You know what I'm saying? Like, get the fuck up out of there.
You gotta go.
So, quick piece of advice. Listen. Never stay outside the let out. But beyond that, that's the reason why my voice is raspy, yo. You know what I'm saying? Seiko, shit, you look like you have an eventful day coming up. What the fuck are you about to get into, right?
Actually, it's funny. I actually got a new listing for me.
Listing for the cribs? I see. Listen, first of all, I see you sell a mansion the other day. What was that about?
You feel me? Come on now.
Chill.
Calm 1.1.
Oh, wait, 1.1? Oh, nah. First of all, you're up. I'm going to send you my cash app after the show. Because that's what that means. You know what I'm saying?
Great commission checks. But listen, man, I just got a new listing, so I got an open house after this, so that's why I'm dressed down like this.
Hey, man, listen. If y'all have any real estate questions, y'all looking for some rental property, you looking to go rent, you looking to go buy, you need a mansion, you need a calm little house, whatever you need. This is the guy. Right?
Any questions? Any questions from? And I tell people all the time, there's no such thing as a stupid question. The only question that's stupid is when you don't ask.
Damn. That's a real gem. Word. I be telling people the same thing because a lot of people be asking me like, "Yo, bro, can you teach me how to this? Can you? Can I come watch you work?" And I'm like, "Hell yeah, nigga, pull
listen,
out."
Don't even feel like, oh damn, like I should know that. No, nobody should know anything unless you learn it.
Yeah,
nobody
no,
knows
for sure.
anything.
And so even if you know it, don't be ashamed to go ask 40,000 more times because that's really how you learn. It's by repetition and clarification. And maybe your opinion on something might be a little bit different from this other professional's opinion, but y'all can come in, I can learn two separate things that I wouldn't have known had I only listened to you. I had to ask the same question to this guy and that guy and that guy and that woman, you know what I mean?
That don't be afraid to ask the same question multiple times.
And to different people.
Yeah, so anybody listen, any real estate related questions, funnel them this way.
Facts, man. But beyond that, man, I mean, it's been an eventful weekend. I don't know if you saw. Listen, sports is going up right now.
It's going crazy.
Because listen, tis the season to be jolly. What you mean, like, bro? It is football season. We're back. I've been fully geeked.
Yo, me too, bro. My ticket just I just hit an 8-leg parlay yesterday.
You selling $1.1 million cribs. You got 8-leg parlay. Wait.
8-leg parlay.
How much did you put on an 8-leg parlay? I gotta know, because even like $5 could change your life if you put on an 8-leg parlay.
A smooth Jackson, $20.
$20 on a
8-leg parlay. So I'm not gonna say how much I won.
You frying?
I'm up right now. I ain't gonna lie. I'm up.
Nah, you put 20 on an 8-leg, bro. You're a nut. Like, who the fuck does that? Like,
I had confidence.
I ain't gonna lie, my son now is just. I think he just put 1,200 on a 16 and made 13,000. Like, so best believe we was in the club. Everything on Nas yesterday. You feel me? No funny shit. Niggas bought like 12, 13 bottles. All I seen, 1942 came out in their own separate case. I said, y'all niggas wildin'. Luckily, I didn't pay for nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like 1942 in the club is like $1,200 for one bottle. If y'all don't know,
I'll be out there drinking 1842.
Nigga, I'll be out there getting shots from the bar. Fuck you mean? If they wasn't getting bottles, you know what I'm saying? Because, bro, for real, the upcharge on bottles is ridiculous, bro. Like, what you mean
No. That shit is
criminal.
The biggest criminal. The biggest.
They gonna take
next to Frank's at Yankee Stadium is bottles that close.
Nah, word.
You feel me?
Yo, bro, a soda at Yankee Stadium is legit like $8.95, my nigga. Hot dogs like $13, $15.
You feel me? A smooth bottle. Feel me? You get some Migos Henny, $2.50. Feel me?
$2.50, and now that players on the Bronx, nigga, try $3.50. Try, we don't even sell you one at a time. You got to buy two. Try that.
Oh yeah,
$700.
You gotta get a section. You gotta get a.
Hold on. Listen. Thank God for my rich friends. I didn't spend no fucking money. Listen, happy birthday to A Money, bro. The real A Money, the real GOAT. You know what I'm saying? So we even popped out. Shout out to my brother A. You know what I'm saying? Turned up, young nigga had the shit turned. I ain't gonna lie. We had a nice little section. Shit was a vibe.
I'm glad.
But yeah, we was talking about sports. I feel like before we get into NFL, we gotta talk about my son Izzy, man. What's his real name? Israel Adana or some shit like that?
It's something.
Listen, man, Izzy. If y'all don't know Izzy, man, he's UFC champ. Former UFC champ.
The biggest, it was one of the biggest
upsets. Wow.
As far as lines are concerned,
I can't even remember how to name that one. I think his name was like Sean.
You know what's funny? I was gonna bet on Izzy, but you would have won nothing. You would have won pennies if you bet on him. So I was like, there's no reason for it.
Wow.
And then he lost.
That's crazy.
Nah. Did you see the clips? He got his ass whooped in the first round.
And the thing, I thought he got knocked out because I'm like, that's the only way I could see him losing. Apparently, the shit went the distance.
It went the distance, and like in the first round, he was shaky warrior.
Yeah, he got put down in the first round off a 2-piece. I seen that. He got put down.
No bev. No biscuit.
Two biscuit, no fries, no sides, nigga.
But yeah, and toward the end of the fight, you feel me? The challenger, I forgot his name. He was taunting him. Feel me?
Yeah, it was bad. It was bad.
After the final bell, he already knew he won.
I gotta find his name out because I feel wrong just saying the fighter. Like,
who the hell? Shout out to him. He just won.
I think, okay, got it right here. Sean Strickland. I knew it was like Sean. All right, shout out to Sean Strickland, man. Listen, one thing you got to respect about the UFC, man. Listen, boxing is one thing, okay? You're getting hit in the face by some hands. It ain't nothing to put down. There's no way you could ever say like, oh, the one thing's less than the other. But it hit different when niggas is trying to knee you in the fucking face. You know what I'm saying? Like, you ever caught a heel to the jaw, nigga? You're going to sleep. You're going to sleep. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't going to be the same as getting punched in the face. Like, man, kudos to all the UFC dudes. These niggas don't give a fuck about their life. These niggas is out there risking. That's the real fucking gladiator.
Listen,
boxers,
UFC. If you ever out and you see somebody with cauliflower ear causing ruckus,
yes, leave him the fuck alone.
Facts. Leave them alone.
Cauliflower ear, for those who don't, like if you ever see like Conor McGregor or most UFC fighters, or most fighters, Khabib, their ear right here, puffy as fuck. It looks like cauliflower. That's why I call it cauliflower ear.
From wrestling, from the headgear and everything.
Yeah, from the head. Well, it's really from like rubbing up against each other's ears and shit. Your ears get swollen permanently because its cartilage swells up and it builds more cartilage.
Yeah, on top of it.
And a lot of wrestling is like rubbing your head and rubbing each other's like body against like your head. So all that rubbing of cartilage next to your actual skull and this cartilage back here, it rubs up and it creates that puffiness that you have to drain it surgically.
It's funny because the person you see out with cauliflower ear is never the rowdy one.
Oh no,
because they know they about to shut it down.
Yeah, it's like when you're in the middle of niggas arguing, you know you got a gun on you. It's like nigga, like y'all niggas keep fighting. I mean, I can keep arguing, nigga. I know if a nigga swing is out, nigga, I'm booming everything. You feel me? This party's over.
Just know. If somebody ear look like that, yo, what's that going on?
Yeah, leave him alone.
Do not mess with them. You don't want no smoke.
Yeah, on God.
You don't want no smoke.
But I mean, it's crazy though, because also UFC is very different from boxing, because I feel like people like Floyd Mayweather ruined. Now I don't want to say he ruined the sport of boxing, but he ruined the essence of like a great boxer, because now if you have any losses in boxing, people look at you like, oh, he ain't shit. Like if you're not undefeated,
it's not only no, you could say there are. It's funny. There are people in sports in general who I would say ruined it, but you know, it worked for them. As far as Floyd is concerned, you know, now it's about being perfect, and now and the way Floyd is a businessman. Right. Floyd is a businessman. A lot of fighters are fighters. Floyd is a businessman. And
hold on, but don't disrespect his fighting skills.
I'm not disrespecting his fighting skills.
I'm saying, so what you saying? Why you saying he's a businessman as if that comes before a fighter? He's a gladiator first.
No. But I'm talking about as far as once he got as far as he, you know, later on he didn't fight as often as a lot of fighters. He picked his fights. That's what I mean as far as businessman. It's about pulling in. You feel me? I'm not saying Floyd Mayweather is the greatest defensive fighter of all time, one of the greatest fighters of all time. But I'm saying is he's a businessman. He did it business wise. There's a lot of fighters out there who doesn't matter, roll them out, will fight. Floyd, it's about the check. You feel me? That's what I'm saying as far as the mindset is concerned.
There's a lot of fighters out there that you can say roll them out, but most of them aren't the A side, which is where like I feel like it always becomes business and politics. Like it's easy to say like, oh, everybody just, I mean, all these other fighters are just willing to take these fights, but we don't know what's going on behind the scenes. And truth be told, Mayweather ain't really ducked nobody. It's not, they say Mayweather ducked Pacquiao, but they both knew they had to calculate that fight to create a bigger hoorah behind it. But like people do try to say Mayweather was ducking a lot of people or he was putting all fights. But like I don't know.
No, he definitely was, bro. He definitely was.
I guess.
He definitely was. I'm not taking nothing away from him, but he definitely was. That's all I'm saying.
I watched Mayweather take a lot of big fights, and I don't know. I don't know. I feel like people be hating on my son. That's all. Like I feel like a lot of people don't.
And my thing is, it's I feel like. As far as and you're right, it's about being perfect now. And you can't have any blemishes on your record. And now fighters are using that line.
That's like the margin off that. Yeah, that's the margin of excellence. Like you got to be there, or else you're just one of the other guys. You know what I'm saying? If you're not undefeated like Tyson Fury or Mayweather, you're just one of the other guys. You know what I'm saying? Like at least as far as now, like don't get me wrong, people still love Canelo. He has I think like 3 losses on his record. One of them is Mayweather. The other one is a heavyweight fight he had no business in because he's moved up 4 weight classes.
The thing I respect about Canelo is like.
He's fucking roll him out,
that's
nigga.
What I'm saying. That's he's rolling.
But that's that Mexican shit, bro. Them niggas is mad tough, bro.
I'm telling you,
Mexican niggas is different, bro. Them niggas got heart.
Before Mayweather, that was every boxer. I'm telling you.
Not every boxer.
Bro, every mainstream boxer was like that.
Niggas used to be terrified of Tyson. Terrified. Niggas was not trying to fight that young man.
I mean, there's exceptions. There are exceptions. But Canelo literally jumped 20, 25 pounds.
Yeah. Literally.
Like, fluctuate throughout his career. No boxer is doing that.
And what I thought about, I completely went past what I was getting at, is that boxing, being undefeated is like the margin of excellence, where in the UFC, somebody like Izzy is so well respected and is considered the best fighter in the game right now. Well, was considered the best fighter in the game right now, and he was 24 and 2 prior to this last loss. He was 24 and 2. And people don't take them 2 losses like against him, or even like when Conor McGregor went to fight Mayweather, he had like 3 losses on his record. I think he was like 17 and 3, but those 3 losses came through submission. So because there's so many aspects to how you win and lose a fight in the UFC, people are more lenient to a champion having a couple losses because, okay, he might have lost, but he lost because the nigga grabbed him by the ankle and twisted his foot and didn't want to lose that leg. You know what I'm saying? Like it's not like he got knocked the fuck out. He lost in the wrestling aspect. And I mean, I like that, to be honest. But at the same time, absolutely. I like that 0 behind a motherfucker's record. I like that something and 0, something and no.
I think honestly, I think it could be as far as the same thing in college football. I feel like it could be the 0 as losses could be overrated. I'm not, because like if somebody's not playing Power 5 school and you're undefeated, who how much is that who did you beat? Right. That's what I'm saying. Remember when UCF was undefeated? Yeah. And they were talking about they should be in the college playoffs, but like who do they play? Yeah. You feel me? So I think that can be, the record doesn't tell the whole tale. And when you think of Julio Cesar Chavez, do you remember Julio Cesar Chavez? Did you?
Hell no. Who the fuck is Julio Cesar Chavez? He was a boxer?
He was a boxer.
Oh yeah. Of course.
He didn't lose his fight until his 77th fight.
That's tough.
When he lost, he was like 77, 1-1. He ended his career with 108 victories and
that's fucking ridiculous.
But
is he okay? Is he alive? I don't think so.
Yeah, he's alive.
Hell,
he's alive. He's alive. Julio Cesar Chavez is alive today. But he didn't lose his first fight until he was in the 70s.
Yo, bro, how the fuck do you fight 107 professional fights, bro? Can he talk? Is he okay? I gotta check on him. Can he walk?
He made he was actually at a recent fight. He did a cameo.
Yo, bro, that's fucking
crazy.
ridiculous.
That's crazy.
Bro. Think about Mayweather fought 49 professional fights. You talking about this young man fought
108? He has 108 wins. You can look up his record. Look it up.
What the fuck, bro? You just fucked my head up.
That's crazy, but
damn, Cesar Chavez record. Nah, this nigga like to fight. He got 107 wins, 6 losses, and 2 draws. That's what I'm
thinking about. Yeah, think about that.
113. He had 115 fights, bro.
115. Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
What the fuck? That CTE. Mind you got to train for everyone.
You got to train.
You got to go fight in it, bro. What the fuck? If he boxed for 20 years, he was fighting what? Every fucking 5 months, he had a fight, a professional fight.
Literally, yeah.
What the fuck? He had to be putting up. No, way more than that.
Way more than that.
I'm tripping. He had to put up 4 fights.
4 fights.
5 fights.
In
20 years, that's 5 fights a year, and then he still had 15 more. Nah, he's fighting 6 fights a year, nigga.
Nah, yeah, he was wilding. But I'm saying
Every
he
2
didn't
months.
lose until his 70th something fight, and nobody ever considers him.
I need to know what kind of financial irresponsible decisions was this nigga making that he had to fight that much.
But it's not. It might not be about. It's not about.
It's definitely about the money.
What I'm saying.
You don't fight 115 times.
Because you love the
money.
sport. He loves it.
Hell
he loves it.
I don't care how much CTE you got. Nigga. You better.
That.
You gotta be fucked up in the game.
Is coming after him.
Who do you owe, nigga? Remember Tyson at the end of his career is like, I'm just fighting for the money. I just need the money. I'm down. Nigga, Tyson owed like $50 million in taxes. That nigga was picking up. He would have fought me and you for $100K, nigga. That shit was bad, bro. Yeah. That shit was bad.
But like, I do respect Floyd Mayweather because everything was in house. He was a smart businessman. Everything was in house, all promotions and stuff. A lot of people outsourced a lot of that stuff. Yeah. Everything was in house, and he was very calculated with how he moved.
Damn, you feel me? That's crazy.
Yeah, man. So.
I can't get over 115 fights.
115 professional fights.
Half of that is a crazy record, bro.
Yo, half of
that is 63.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah. So,
half of that is still 14 more fights than Mayweather had. That's crazy. What the fuck? But I mean, hey, look, shout out to them gladiators, man. They really put their life on the line.
Yeah, man.
They put their life, their life span on the line for us. You know what I'm saying? So
for
us, I mean, it's for entertainment, right? For our entertainment, which is crazy.
It's all
but
entertainment.
I mean, hey, kudos to them, man. There's a reason why they getting paid millions and millions, you know. But that's what hurts me because not all of them are getting millions and millions. I was just watching Zab Judah on Matt Hoffa's podcast. If y'all don't know who Zab Judah is, you know what I'm saying? He's like legend. Mayweather's twin for real. Like look like him back in the day. Like they used to. And yeah, shout out to Zab. Zab, listen, y'all know Zab Judah. Zab Judah then lost a couple fights, then knocked out the ref, then fought Mayweather's pops in the middle of the ring. Like Zab Judah was a fucking nutcase. 5'5" nigga, heart of a lion. You know what I mean? But he was talking about, I forgot which fight it was. I don't want to make a mistake on who he fought. Yeah. But long story short, he was the A side during one fight. I'm trying to remember who he lost to. But he lost to the motherfucker. It was like his second loss ever, and he got paid like $1.1 million for the first fight. And he was the A side. A side meaning he was the favorite. Headliner. He was the headliner. He was the favorite. After you lose, you are no longer the headliner. You know what I'm saying? We saw that happen. Mayweather and Oscar De La Hoya. Oscar De La Hoya was on top of the world. Mayweather was the B side. That was his last fight where he was the undercard, where he was the underdog. Yeah. After that, he beat Oscar. He was no longer the underdog. He was the A side. He became Floyd Moneymaker instead of Pretty Boy Floyd. He was Floyd Moneymaker. You know what I mean? This motherfucker, Zab Judah, ends up getting $1.1 million for his first fight when he lost to whoever, I forget his name. I want to say Costa Zoo. Then the next fight, they offered him $100K for the rematch. For the rematch to that same fight, he got $100K for that. And he was saying his training camp cost him $100,000, but he did it because he loved the sport. He was saying it wasn't about the money.
That's what I'm saying.
Right?
That's my point.
That's insane.
That's my point of the mindset. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, a warrior is a warrior.
A warrior is a warrior, but I'm not saying Floyd's not a warrior. Don't. But I'm saying he was a businessman. Yeah, he was a businessman
for sure.
And I think he changed the trajectory of these young fighters.
He changed all of this shit.
That's what I know. That's what I'm saying. All of this shit. That's what I'm saying.
He changed the entire culture of fighting and boxing. Like the way people now, everybody's trying to be an independent boxer. Everybody's trying to collect their bag. You know, you see Tank Davis getting away from Floyd Mayweather camp, but it's not that he's mad at Floyd or anything. He's just like, yo, I'm taking the play out of your book, gang. Like I need to go make these big bags. Like, yeah, this little $3, $4, $5 million is cool.
That I'm getting
but
from you.
I'm trying to get these 20s and 30s and 50s and 100s like you were. You know what I mean? So it's it's a little different. When you see people like Mayweather change the whole construct of boxing.
Yo, speaking of sports, do you see Colorado boulders?
What? Yo, the Buffalo. Listen, shout out to the Colorado Buffaloes.
Colorado. What they about to? For those who don't know, Colorado college football team. They're in a Pac-12, and last year they were 1-11. Mm-hmm. They won one game last year.
Yeah, that's crazy. Yeah, you were. They were.
And this year. They got Deion Sanders as their coach.
Deion Sanders is the greatest defensive back to ever play football.
Yes.
The second greatest defensive player ever, if you ask me.
I don't know. That's the debate.
Who? We talk about that in a second. Go ahead. All right, so go ahead. Talk about Colorado.
I'll talk about that in a second. Oh yeah. So he comes in. This is his first year, mind you. They have 86 transfers on the team.
Right.
Think about that. So
86 out of like 111.
So you had one loss last year. Then you come in first game and they beat the defending champs.
Yeah.
No, defending runner-ups.
Champs. Yeah, the number 2 team in the nation technically. Even though they were
defending runner-ups, and then they just won again. So they're in 2 weeks. They have 2 wins.
Already more than they had all of last year.
And Deion Sanders, and now you got to realize. What he's about to do, he's about to shake up the college system in general. Nobody can compete with this.
Nobody. It's not even close.
He had Michael Irvin on the sideline. He had
Terrell Owens.
He had Shannon Sharp on the sideline.
Stephen A. Smith.
You like when these kids, you cannot when you have all this leverage and influence, and if you want to go to the league,
right,
and you want to learn. Who better to learn from? You can.
Right.
He's about to shake up the entire college system.
Right, and the thing is now because of the way college is. Now these college athletes are allowed. Not just college, high school athletes too. The name, image, and license, name, image, and likeness deals, NILs for people who don't know, are allowing these kids to get paid now. Because for so long, for over 100 years, literally, college students were not allowed to get paid. You got stories like Reggie Bush, one of the greatest college football players ever, had won a Heisman. Heisman is like the MVP basically of college football.
Yeah.
One of the most pristine awards. Honestly, a Heisman is honestly more pristine than an MVP in the NFL. If you want to be real with you.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? The Heisman is one of the biggest awards. Reggie Bush got that award stripped from him because they found out he was getting paid under the table, which hundreds of thousands of athletes have been getting paid under the table since the beginning of the time. But they took it from Reggie Bush, and it was really unfortunate because now you see all these kids making literally millions. Like Mikey Williams was a senior in high school and signed, I believe it was a $10 million deal. No, I believe it was a 10-year, $50 million deal from Puma. Like you're giving a child that is 17, 18, $5 million a year for the next 10 years is crazy.
That's crazy.
But it's amazing because they deserve it. And Deion is really showing you exactly what this is like, what this is going to do because now the Buffs are a primetime team. They play on TV every week now. It's must-see TV. I'm watching this shit on my phone. I never gave a fuck about college football to this level. I'm watching this shit every game now because of Deion. And it's because Deion has that kind of voice, the kind of intensity, the passion, in which he plays with, the which he speaks with. When we talk about the Colorado team, we're like, yo, you watching Deion today? Deion's not playing, nigga.
Exactly.
But that's how big his name is. You know, it's like everybody saying, yo, y'all watching Deion? Yo, y'all see Deion? Like, Deion's just coaching, bro.
And now these old school conservative coaches and programs, they don't like the way it's about to shake the table.
And that's the thing. Deion Sanders, listen, he shook the table on so many levels because we not just speak about him being one of them. Like if viral was a thing, if Twitter was a thing, Deion Sanders would be 100 times bigger. If that was a thing in the 80s when he was the best athlete in the world. Because if y'all don't also know, Deion Sanders was the only player to ever score a touchdown and a home run in the same day. And he's the only player to ever play in the World Series and in the Super Bowl also. You know what I'm saying? Like, if y'all don't know, Deion Sanders is a two-sport athlete. So he was a professional player. He played on the Atlanta Braves, the New York Yankees, and he was playing football. So he'd walk off a baseball field and get on a flight and go play football in September, October.
Talk about a character. I remember before he got drafted, there's a team that wanted to talk to him. He said, "What pick are you?" He said, "number 6." He was like, "I don't want to talk to you. I'm not gonna be there by the time you got."
Yeah, respectfully. Listen,
I'm not gonna be there.
Deion's also known for running the fastest 40 time ever. You know what I'm saying? The fastest 40-yard dash ever. They say he ran a 4.19 at the combine and left. Like they say, he pulled up in a mink coat with big chains on. Mind you, this is the 80s. He was also the first football player to start rapping. Like he had a rap music video. Like Deion is a character. Deion is a character for those who don't know. You know what I'm saying? So it's amazing because so not only was he playing professional baseball, he was playing professional football, and he was playing defense and offense.
Yeah.
Like he
and kick returner.
And kick return. Right. Yo, he was electric. So it's crazy to see how this 30 years later translates into now his son is the starting quarterback, star quarterback of the team. Also signed millions of dollars with the NIL deals. You know what I'm saying? His other son plays safety. He's in his last year of eligibility. He's playing safety for Colorado. So not only does he have his 2 sons balling, he went and picked up 2 of the last 2 number 1 players in the nation. He went and got them on his team, and that is huge for people to know.
And Travis Hunter's playing offense and defense.
Yeah, Travis Hunter.
So now you got to realize these young, talented high school athletes, they're looking at what Travis Hunter's doing. Do you think they don't want to go to Colorado?
Exactly.
Like he's listen. It's about to be a new era.
Not just Travis Hunter. Think about it. They got Travis Hunter. They got that kid, Dylan Edwards.
The freshman, yes.
He's a true freshman.
I know, true freshman.
For a true freshman to get on a college football field and at that level, at that Division I Pac-12 level, that's unheard. Like you don't see that all the time. And he's little, bro. He's like maybe 5'8"ish, $180. Like, and he had what 3 touchdowns last game?
Yeah, first game.
Like so Deion's also giving opportunities to the underclassmen, which you don't see a lot. Like, and that's gonna be super attractive to these juniors and seniors in high school. They're like, yo, I'm gonna be able to play next year. I don't have to redshirt. I don't have to wait 2 years. I can actually compete for a job. And once again, we talking big money too. Like, Travis Hunter got a seven figures in NIL deals. You know what I'm saying? Like, shit. I just seen I mean, he's now in Colorado, but Caleb Williams from USC. Bro, he got a Wendy's commercial. This motherfucker's in college.
Well, he on the Heisman though.
Regardless, like it's right. Amazing to see how NIL. Like, what the fuck, Wendy's, bro? Wendy's?
Nah.
That's crazy. Like, these ain't no baby companies.
And they about to play each other in 2 weeks, so get your popcorn. Not 3 weeks, 3 weeks.
Yep. I was actually thinking about taking a flight out there to go watch that game. But I was literally looking at the tickets the day of the first game, and then they won, and I'm like, I already know them tickets is gone.
Going crazy.
Tickets is gone. It's just probably $600-$700. It was already like $250, $300. Oh, yeah, and I was willing to do it. It was more than the flight. But I was like, I don't know about that. But either way, Colorado, man, I'm excited to see what they're gonna do. What you think their record's gonna be?
Bro, I'm already. It's funny. The line going into this year was 3.5.
3.5.
I'm already. I already put. I put like 150 on that. I think.
150 on it being 3.5.
I'm already got 2 under my belt. For me.
Oh man, yeah.
Nah. They definitely making a bowl game. Absolutely, obviously. They definitely. But bowl games don't mean anything.
Yeah. And barring injury, of course.
They making a bowl game. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, nah.
We'll see what happens. I don't know if they have the trenches to complete with the big.
Bro, they have the 2 biggest tackles I've ever seen in college football. I've never seen a 6'10" tackle. Who?
The size. I mean,
I'm just saying though. They got the size. Like you develop them motherfuckers. Ain't nobody getting past a 6'8" and a 6'10" tackle. Them motherfuckers big as shit. Like,
but Shedeur got 9 touchdowns in 2 weeks. 9 touchdowns and almost like 900 yards passing.
That's fucking crazy,
2
bro.
Weeks. But shout out to Colorado, man.
Yeah, and Shedeur also, man, he's looking like a professional. The throws I see, the cues, the reads, I'm like, yo, this dude is different.
So another topic, going on sports. Did you see Noah Lyles? Did you hear his comments? Noah Lyles. You know who Noah Lyles is?
It sounds very familiar. Who's Noah Lyles?
Noah Lyles is an American sprinter who just won Worlds.
He has the dreadlocks?
No. He's short. I
was about to say, I think
no, but he's been in a minute. Like him, Fred Curley, feel me? I follow USA Track, and he made a statement that the World Championship in basketball, the NBA Finals in basketball is not like a World Championship because it's just America. And he was saying how can you call them how can they call themselves the champions of the world when it's just America?
I can see what he's saying, but he's bugging the fuck out because all the best players from the world end up in the NBA. So it's like I understand it's not country versus country over in the Olympics. I mean, in the NBA, it's not country versus country. The Olympics is country versus country, but like that's not how the NBA works. So it's like, what the fuck are you talking about? You know what I mean? It's
that's
like,
what you're saying.
This is just not how this shit works. And if we wanted to get real, 9 out of 10 superstars from those foreign countries would much rather be in America. I'm sure there's plenty out there like in China and Euro leagues that are like, nah, I'd rather play here, stay home. But like, hey. You talking about making the best players over there might make a couple, 3, 4, 5 million a year.
The best players. My thing is
Jaylen Brown's not even the best player on his team. He's making $60 million a year. Fuck, we talking about?
He signed a $300 million.
Yeah, he's making $60 million a year. He's not even the best player on his team. Fuck are they talking about? You want to make $5 million? You want to make $60 million, gang? Sorry, like it's a no-brainer. You know what I'm saying? So the best players in the world are in the NBA, and if you're still somewhere home because you want to be home, that's cute. Stay with your family. That's what's up. But if you that nigga, you're over here. You know what I'm saying? That's why you a world champion when you win the NBA Finals. You're the world champion. Like don't get me wrong, I see what they say though because the USA Olympic team did just lose, but they didn't have the best players on that team.
Yeah, they just baited up.
They had a bunch of niggas that's B team all stars. They're not even starting all stars.
Dylan Brooks just got 30 on like.
Who the fuck is Dylan Brooks? You see what I'm saying?
You know Dylan Brooks.
Dylan Brooks is the nigga that got clowned by LeBron, right?
Yeah, but
get him the fuck out of here.
Canada just beat US, but
he had 30 points, right?
Yeah.
What is he averaging in the NBA? Like 8? This is my point. You playing against regular niggas in Canada and shit. You playing against Andrew Wiggins and them. Like Andrew Wiggins ain't a fucking top 50 player in the NBA. Like get him the fuck out of here.
And but yeah, of course, the USA basketball doesn't have their top guys, but I think Noah Lyles. I think he's wrong in saying that. You know, the best athletes, the best basketball players in the world play for the NBA. I think the Denver Nuggets could blow out any overseas basketball team. Yeah. Not national team. I'm talking about team, like professional team.
Yeah.
But what it does bring up a good point is the USA, in reality, we're falling behind when it comes to basketball.
Oh yeah, but
we're falling behind. As far as you could take away Steph, take away LeBron, take away KD. They're aging. 25 and under, international got it.
I've been saying that. It's light-skinned niggas and foreign niggas took over the NBA.
They play a better brand of basketball.
Facts.
They play defense.
Yep.
They rebound. They play fundamentals.
Yep.
You ask Lucas, it's a lot easier to score in NBA and overseas.
Luka Doncic, yeah, it's a lot less physical. It's a lot more open lanes, more foul calls, all that shit. So,
and it's just. They play a better brand of basketball. Yeah. Just like the WNBA plays a much better brand of basketball than the NBA.
Yeah.
And we talk about, it's funny, you brought up, Floyd Mayweather, how he changed the landscape of boxing. I believe that there are a few basketball players who changed the landscape of basketball, not necessarily for the good. It worked for them, yes. The first one, I would say, the first pioneer of that, I would say, is MJ, Jordan.
Changing the landscape of basketball?
And I don't think it was for the good.
What do you mean?
And I'll tell you why. Because before, Jordan was the first volume shooter. Before Jordan, I'm not talking about Wilts where you're more dominant than everybody getting to the cup. I'm talking about volume shooter.
Yeah.
And obviously nobody can stop him. But now after MJ, everybody wanted to be like MJ.
Right.
Right?
Everybody trying to score 40.
It was more, before the game was more about, it was Showtime Lakers.
Yeah.
It was about moving the ball, passing the ball,
right.
Movement, cutting.
Yeah.
After that, you see it moving more towards isolation ball. Get out of the way. I can take this guy one-on-one. And then and then MJ era ushered in. And then And One came out, street ball, mixtapes, about handles and everything.
Yep.
And then, trickle that on. You got, somebody like Dirk. Dirk was the first stretch floor.
Yeah,
right?
Dirk Nowitzki.
Dirk Nowitzki was the first stretch four. So now you had the stretch fours. And then the era of Steph Curry. And now Steph Curry, everybody want to shoot 40 footers.
Yeah.
Not everybody's Steph Curry.
Right.
Now the players that I named are phenomenal all-time players, and it worked for them. But they changed the landscape of how people approach basketball.
Of course.
Steph Curry, everybody want to shoot threes.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Power forward used to just be another center.
No, legit.
Yeah.
The four used to be another big man.
Yeah, you were a center.
And now the centers are stretch centers.
Yeah, I was about to say centers pulling up for threes.
That's what I'm saying.
Right.
Now centers.
A motherfucker like Jokic might pull up 3-4 threes a game.
Now today, the centers in the league would be power forwards 25 years ago. 100%. They wouldn't be centers.
Yeah.
The game has totally changed
for sure.
Based off of a few players. And now, even for a fast break, people pulling up for three.
Yeah.
25 years ago, your coach would have pulled you out. What are you doing?
Yeah.
What are you doing? Get the better shot. Yeah. But now, these phenomenal, once-in-a-lifetime type of players were able to do what they've done at such a high level. Now we have everybody emulating that. And nobody wants to play defense anymore. Yeah. Everybody wants to shoot threes. Yeah. Nobody,
But it's because offense sells.
But no, it's not. But that's my point. That's my point. It's not like that over international basketball.
Right.
When Luka Doncic came in the league, he already played professional since he was 16.
Before that.
That's what I'm saying.
He's played since 14.
He was already playing against grown men.
Facts.
He was already know how that went. He already know how to move the ball. He knew how to pass. So when he came to the NBA, it was easy for him.
Yeah.
The NBA was easy for him. Because they don't do a lot of the stuff they do internationally. They play a better brand of basketball.
But I think in the same, exactly what you're saying is eventually that's all going to change right back to that. Because, life repeats itself. It's a cycle. Everything repeats itself. I think it'll end up going right back to that. And I think we're seeing that, like, slowly but surely, we're going to be seeing that. Where you see now the centers are becoming the dominant players of the game again. The big men are becoming the dominant players of the game again. It was a guard-driven league for, like, the last,
it's been a guard-driven league for a while. I wouldn't say I would say there's a few centers. There's like 2 or 3.
All the best players in the league right now are centers when you really think about it. Like, you got Giannis,
Embiid, Jokic.
Giannis
is like a.
He's 7 feet tall. He's a big man.
But
that's what we're looking for.
He's not back to the basket. Feel me? He's like
if you want to be.
Yeah.
Anytime you want to turn that on, that's what we're doing right now.
He
give me the ball, post up,
feel me? But I wouldn't consider him like they have Brook Lopez. You feel me?
Yeah.
I mean Brook Lopez. They have a center.
Either way, though, I mean, what I did know is that the popularity of the sport getting so big was making it. When you say that the U.S. talent is dwindling down, and
I never said that. I never said talent. I said the brand of basketball they play. Everyone in the U.S. is very talented, but the brand of nobody wants to play defense. Nobody wants to rebound. It's not about the fundamentals anymore. They're all extremely skilled. James Harden is an extremely skilled basketball player.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about as far as the fundamentals are concerned.
Yeah,
That's what I'm saying. I'm not talking about skill level. I'm talking about the brand of basketball and how they play. We see everyone 25 years and younger, international is killing us. Killing us. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, Luka Doncic.
Where the fuck is he from?
He's from Canada.
I thought niggas from Harlem.
He's Canadian. No.
What the fuck?
No, he's from...
Niggas in Canada dressed like that? Shout out to my star Shai Gilgeous, because I ain't gonna lie, that's a fly as fuck. But Canada right there, that's damn near America.
But that's technically still international. But
we're
being... International is blowing us out the water when it comes to the young... Because of the brand of basketball they play.
I think that's dope though, man, for real.
I think it's dope too. It just goes to show how the influence and the trickle down effect of the influence.
I would love to see that happen in football, I'm gonna be honest, because I think football is the only one that doesn't really reach out internationally. Like they've tried, don't get me wrong. We had NFL Europe, and we've had other, I've seen people drafted that have never played football. They're just 6'8" and play rugby in Australia and some shit. I forget his son name from the Eagles. He got drafted as a 7th round pick. He never played football a day in his life.
There's a few,
but he was 6'8", 310 pounds, and ran like a fucking 4'8". They were like, "You come here, you're gonna turn into a football player." And guess what? He got drafted in the 7th round. He started and played in the Super Bowl. He played in 2 Super Bowls now.
There's a few stories like that. The thing about football is the cost.
The cost of what it costs to play?
The equipment and everything.
I mean, yeah, no, I understand that, but I feel like the game is missing out on so many. Can you imagine
totally
what the first Japanese quarterback is going to do to us? Imagine an Asian quarterback. Them niggas already cerebral as fuck. Imagine a 6'3" Asian nigga with the arm like Tom Brady and a fucking mind like a fucking AI computer. These niggas gonna start destroying us.
Imagine the Jamaican DB.
Imagine Jamaican kick returner.
That's what I'm saying.
Imagine Usain Bolt, nigga, running a full flat in the 40, going down the sideline. Give him a wall, let that nigga go. Mind you, Usain Bolt 6'5". Imagine that nigga running a deep route. Ain't nobody stopping that nigga. Run. Just go fast. Go 80 yards, nigga. As long as I can throw this ball, you gonna catch this shit.
Now when you think about other countries, soccer's so
international,
so loved.
Yeah.
You know, all you need is a soccer ball and a goal.
You don't even need a goal. You can just draw a square with some chalk or a rock on a wall.
Basketball, all you need is a basketball. I mean, technically you can throw a football out there, but it's not the same as far as.
Yeah, but I just, as you were talking about the overseas thing, it really hit me. Like, when you look at baseball, motherfuckers that look like you don't speak no English. I swear to God. Every nigga in baseball with dreadlocks, brown skin, don't speak no English. They be coming, I love that baseball. I love it. I want to say thank you to my family. All that shit. That's what they be on. None of them. And then the best shit, the LeBron James of baseball right now, that nigga Japanese. What's his name? Otani or some shit like that? Bro.
First of all,
that nigga's the Deion Sanders and the LeBron James. He all of that in one in a 6'6" Japanese nigga.
He's probably the best baseball player of all time.
Yo, bro, this nigga's the best pitcher in the league right now and the best hitter in the league. That's what I'm saying. Now imagine that nigga playing fucking quarterback for the New York Giants. Watch, mark my words. Listen, mark my words. It's gonna be an Asian quarterback, and he's gonna be the greatest quarterback ever at one point.
Imagine an Eastern European, Sylvanian middle linebacker. You feel me?
Niggas that like the fist fight. Yeah, you're right.
Russian, feel me?
But that's what I'm saying though. We're missing out on a lot of that talent. When you look at soccer and all that, like all this shit is international. Like we're only tapped into whatever we're homegrown in America. I really want to see international shit go, even though it's gonna take opportunities from the U.S. born citizens. Hey man, we changing lives. Absolutely. A nigga like Giannis, they say he's from Greece, but he's of African descent. He's from some country in Africa. They migrated to Greece.
I forgot what country he's from.
You know what I'm saying? People like Giannis, he literally got his first NBA check was millions, even though it was a rookie deal, it was millions. He was a lottery pick at the end of the day. When you think about it, like, yo, they're changing lives. They're changing generational lives out there in these countries that people would never have these opportunities. Like if they got to play in the NFL, or you know what I'm saying, the NFL put resources overseas to let these people develop talent, develop the skills, learn the game. I think the NFL would go to another level.
I agree.
Think about that.
They're trying to do that.
Because baseball and football, basketball is dominated by overseas.
Every year.
Soccer too.
Nowadays, every year they have games in London. They have games in Mexico City.
It's to create that, imagine Mexican kickers. Them niggas already love soccer.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah.
What?
You're right.
Go give me a Mexican kicker. I've seen like 2 in my life. Literally. There's one in the league right now. He actually got drafted.
Ben Cortez, something like that.
And there's another one too, though, that got drafted a couple years ago, like 2017.
He was on Florida State, but he got a league.
I
know, bro.
I know you be knowing.
I be knowing, bro.
But yeah, so that's actually a good conversation.
Never thought about that. His name.
I never really thought about the lack of overseas. There's literally nobody I could think of. Like, there's other people born overseas, but like, I see the stories, like I said, of people that have been drafted that never even played football. They just took them off pure talent. Off pure natural talent. Like, your size and your speed, cool. Let's go work on this. You know what I'm saying? Like Night Train Lane. If y'all don't know about the story of no, not Night Train Lane. I'm talking about Okoye, the Kansas City Chiefs running back.
Amobi Okoye.
Yeah. But you sure it's Amobi?
No,
Amobi Okoye was a defensive tackle.
Yo, there's one story I forgot. I think he's on the Giants now. I think he's still on the Giants. He's a offensive tackle. Same type of story. Yeah. Never played.
It was like, yo, you big as shit.
Literally, the first time he's ever organized football was at training camp of the Giants Stadium. Training camp of the Giants.
That's fucking crazy.
He ended up making the team. I don't know if he's still on the team, but
I ain't gonna lie though. If I spent my whole life, I don't went to Rutgers, Alabama. You know what I'm saying? I went to one of these colleges, and you telling me this nigga got a spot on the team before me? That's crazy. But I mean, it is what it is, though.
It is open competition for everybody.
I think Ziggy Ansah was also like that too. Ziggy Ansah, shout out to him. He's on Lions. He started playing organized football as like a senior in high school. And they was just like, yo, you're the biggest nigga in the school.
And
come play.
He went to BYU when he got drafted.
Yep. And everybody's like, what the fuck? How the fuck he ended up at BYU, this fucking Mormon school? But hey, it was the only motherfucker that gave him a shot. Yeah, that shit.
In more serious news, did you hear about Danny Masterson? And
Danny Masterson?
Yeah.
Nah.
Mila Kunis and
that 70's show.
Yeah.
Oh,
and Ashton Kutcher. So for those who are unaware, Danny Masterson was on that 70's show, and he's real good friends with Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher. Ashton Kutcher was also on that 70's show.
Yeah, that 70's show is that shit too.
I like that 70's show. It's
I love that shit going
and unfortunately, he just got convicted.
You said unfortunately? Fuck that nigga.
No, not for him.
Oh, all right.
It's an unfortunate situation.
It's unfortunate. Right.
And the situation. And he got 30 years to life for sexual assault on two different counts, 2 different women. But there was a total of 5 that came out. And one of them, it happened right around like 2001 when that 70's show was big. It came out then. Nothing ever happened. No charges were ever filed until recently, when one of the other ones came, and that's when she piggybacked off of it. And in her testimony, she said she was delirious. She woke up and she was being sexually assaulted. He put out a gun to her head.
What?
Yeah, bro.
Wait, so he drugged her. He pulled the play out of the Cosby book.
Yes.
And then
she woke
backed
up
out the delirious,
hammer. Backed out the hammer. Yes. And for those who don't know, Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis are catching flack because they wrote character testimonies to Danny Masterson saying that he's an outstanding citizen, he's a great role model.
I mean, as a friend, though, that's what you're supposed to do if you don't know. Like, if you don't know that for a fact, you're just hearing that you never know. So that's fucked up that they catching flack for that, I'm going to be honest.
This is unless they was convicted. This was after the conviction. This is after... there's 5 different women. The stories is crazy, and the reason why Ashton Kutcher is catching so much flack is because, for those who don't know, Ashton Kutcher, for the past decade or so, he's had his own nonprofit organization for child sex trafficking. If you don't know, he's been a real advocate of that. Now, it's not the same as sexual assault, but those are parallels.
Right? Yeah,
they're in the same realm.
Yeah, they go hand in hand.
And people, he's been catching flack because you can be so much of an advocate on one side, but on the same side that you're showing support for this monster. And, people are saying that, your support is, there's an asterisk next to it. It has to be for somebody you don't know, evidently. And I'm here to say that in reality, relationships are not black and white.
Right.
Relationships are not black and white. Right. You never really know anybody. Right. So, you're a person. Your mother might have a different relationship with you than your teacher, than your coworker, than your kids, than your peers.
Absolutely.
Everybody knows a different version of you.
Facts.
But they're all you.
Right.
They're all you. And You know, everyone has a different version of you. You can have a coworker, your greatest coworker. You've been working together for 15 years. He always makes everyone smile. He always makes everybody laugh, and he's the talk of work.
But he's Ted Bundy at the end of the day.
He could be beating his wife the last 8 years. You never know that. But that's the same person though.
Yeah.
I believe that. And then a lot of times. Who's to say Dana Masterson's not a great role model? Who's to say he didn't mentor a lot of kids? But at the end of the day, a lot of the times, those are the abusers. Those are the abusers. People want to think that people who are abusers are just angry all the time and everybody hates them. That's most likely not the case. A lot of times they're beloved. A lot of times they manipulate.
Right.
You know what I mean? A lot of times
Kelly, well, I don't know. I don't do Michael Jackson like that. But yeah, I see what you're saying. Stop it. Stop it. Don't you fucking go there. You know how I feel about Mike.
But like I said, a lot of times abusers are liked a lot. Mm-hmm. They're one of those people who can light up a room. That's what I'm saying. They're one of those people who can light up a room. Right. Most of the time, the victim's relationship with the abuser is not the same as everyone else's relationship.
Yeah, no, 100%.
It's not black and white.
I mean,
but I also believe that there are certain crimes and certain things that trump everything. That trump everything.
Yeah, I mean, for sure.
And I think the flack that Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis are catching is very rightfully so. Mila Kunis was so outraged when Chris Rock slapped Will Smith in the face, but you're not outraged over this just because you have a personal connection with somebody. Well, that doesn't make them not a monster.
I wasn't in the courtroom, so I don't know exactly how the evidence went down. Nothing. I'm of course I'm not going to defend Danny Masterson. I don't give a fuck about him. All I can say is, I didn't even hear what Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis said, and you said it was after the conviction, but I don't know what kind of evidence came out. You know what I'm saying? If it was just hearsay, she said, because like, for example, Bill Cosby shit, he really got fucked over by the fact that it was 60-something women that came out. You know what I'm saying? That's what fucked him up. He
got fraud.
And I'm not saying Danny Masterson did or didn't do it. I mean, he got convicted. To me, he did it. You know what I'm saying? It's a personal relationship with them. It's something they built. They built a fucking nationally syndicated show, a show that's gonna be timeless, a show that's getting a reboot, that '90s show, a show that's like
know so, it was getting a reboot.
Yeah, it's on Netflix right now. That '90s show, and he's not part of it, respectfully. But all I'm saying is, I don't want to come at Mila Kunis and Ashton Kutcher because they're just defending somebody, and like you said, they might just know that part of him, and they might genuinely believe that he's not capable of doing what he did. Now, I didn't hear the evidence. Now, if you tell me they were in the courtroom. They heard the evidence. They like, you know what I'm saying? Because some people, they child gets convicted of murder and they refuse to believe that nigga murdered somebody. And there'll be a little bit of evidence. There might not be no footage of it. There might just be still, you know what I'm saying? It might still be just certain things that pinpointed. Without footage, some people not gonna believe it. Without, you know what I'm saying? And also because you understand when he's Danny Masterson being somebody of status, influence. Of money, of influence. People, it might be a money grab. That's how a lot of people might look at it. You know what I'm saying? And people like Ashton Kutcher and Mila Kunis has been famous for what, 30 years now? They know what it's like for motherfuckers to be going for a money grab. So maybe that's why they're defending them. So I'm just looking out for them too.
I see
Danny Masterson, put him under the jail.
Now you're playing.
Danny Masterson, put him under the jail. Give him the chair. Fuck him. Get the firing squad. I don't give a fuck about him. You know what I'm saying? Legit. Fuck him. But them two, I don't even understand how they can catch flack for defending a friend if that, like, not even defending, but they're just speaking out in good testimony. They might not have heard everything. I don't know though. You know what I'm saying? Now, if they were there and they got audio of him saying some crazy shit, him apologizing for raping, that's different. I don't know that.
I see what you're saying.
So I don't want to really come at them without knowing the whole context of it. You know what I'm saying?
I also think about, you know, the money grab aspect of it. This wasn't a civil case. It was a criminal case.
Yeah.
You know, if it was a money grab,
I mean, they go hand in hand though. Because once you get convicted of that, once you lose that civil case, you're fried. You're going to jail. They're coming for you.
But civil case doesn't have to be without reasonable doubt. It has to be 50-50. Criminal case has to be without reasonable doubt. It has to be unanimous decision. So if it was a money grab,
it gets so tricky, man. Especially when you're talking about some shit 20-something years ago. I don't know. I really want to look into what was said and how they proved it.
I looked about a little bit of it. I saw that one witness that one victim testimony. I'm like, that's crazy.
I didn't. What she said? Oh, she explained.
I just told you. She backed out the hammer.
And put that's crazy.
That's crazy.
That's insane.
But
listen, man, that's like the worst thing you could possibly do.
But I'm just saying, like, as far as you're such an advocate for child sex trafficking, how would you feel if it was one of your good friends? Would you be defending them then?
Nah, I ain't gonna lie.
No, I'm talking about Ashton Kutcher because you want to defend a good friend in this situation. That's all I'm saying. You're such a good advocate, and that means your support and advocacy is based off not knowing who the person was doing it.
It's insane to me. Like
that's all I'm saying.
The fact that that's such a natural thing for humans to do that shit, bro. Like, you know, it's in our nature to do that, right? It's fucking sick. Like, we're wired that way, gang. Like, no matter how you look at it, how often does rape happen? Too often.
Way too often.
That means that you're born like that, son. There's something wrong with you, or you turn into that. It's whatever it is. Why do we wire? Like, how does that happen? Like, how does that happen, bro? Well, the same way people are just wired to just go want to kill.
It's not. I don't think we're wired necessarily for that. I think we're wired in a way to where power and control. But and those are two different ways. Those are two ways that people can get power and control over somebody.
This is what I see. Look, when I say I like to bring up animals when I think about nature, because it's like,
absolutely.
And this is what I'm saying is, like, look, you take a dog, right? Domesticated dog, been in a house, never seen a female dog. Or you got a male dog, never seen a female dog. Cool. You let that nigga roam around in the backyard with 2-3 female dogs, he's gonna start fucking one of them within the next couple days. He's gonna figure out, I wanna fuck that. And he's gonna fuck that. Same way you get a cat, domesticated cat, ain't never had to hunt, ain't never had to do nothing. Put a rat in that house. That cat's gonna go fucking haywire for that rat. And he's gonna just automatically know, gotta kill him, gotta go get him, gotta go get him, gotta go get him.
But now there's been a study.
But let me finish that.
Go ahead.
So what I'm saying is, same way with humans. Why is it that we're so sexually driven? We're like, it's in our nature. Since the beginning of time, these motherfuckers been raping. The Vikings, the fucking... Everybody. That's what they do. We don't just take over. We don't just
pillage.
Yeah, pillage. We pillage. We take over everything. We don't just take over land. No. We're gonna fuck your women, your kids. We're gonna fuck everything. You know, it's fucking wild that that's in our human nature since the beginning of time, to not only just want to take control, but to go and want to rape is fucking crazy.
Now in the situation you said about the dogs, now there was a study that came out recently that humans and dolphins are the only creatures who have sex for pleasure.
And dolphins rape too, by the way.
I know.
Dolphins rape people.
That's what I'm saying, for pleasure.
Right.
For pleasure.
On God.
And not to procreate.
Right.
So dolphins will also have sex to not procreate.
Right,
Dogs
they just
not
get
pulling
nut.
out.
Yeah.
You feel me?
Definitely not pulling out.
Cats not pulling. You feel me? Those are for lineage.
Gang hit.
That is for lineage. That is to procreate. Yeah. We're the only ones who do it for pleasure and not to procreate.
Yeah, but once again, it's just like we think about it now because we're programmed to think, oh, rape is bad, bro. 100, let's say 200 years ago.
It was always bad. Just because it wasn't.
No, but it wasn't thought of as something bad. What? That wasn't a bad thing. People used to rape their slaves all the time. That's what you're supposed to do.
People had slaves. That doesn't mean it wasn't bad. Is what I'm saying. Just because the general knowledge or the general culture has it a certain way, it doesn't mean it's not bad.
But what I'm saying is, in the beginning of time.
Yes, I agree.
When the Vikings was running around raping shit.
Agreed.
Them niggas was talking about that shit afterwards over a cup of tea and some fucking wine or whatever and a turkey leg. Yeah, man, I fucked about 5 of them in that house over there. I found about 10 over there and that little, like, that was, like, at one point in nature, that was completely not just normal, but it was like something you bragged about. Like, yeah, I stole some pussy down the block. Like, I don't give a fuck. Like, that's wild. Yeah. Same thing with like murdering and shit. That was a normal thing.
Slavery.
It's like, yo, why you kill him? Shit, he had that lion skin over there, nigga. It's cold. I wasn't about to fuck around and go kill a lion. I can kill him way easier. You know what I'm saying? Like it was very normal and natural for us to do some of the wildest shit.
Just because, and that's the whole thing. Just because something is normalized in the culture doesn't make it right.
I mean, just thank God for our brains, nigga. Whatever the fuck we ate that made us smarter than everything else, that we don't do, that we learned rules, regulations. This isn't right. This is right. This isn't right. Other animals don't fucking know. Like a dog don't know. That fucking female dog, like, you're not supposed to just run up and try to fuck every female dog. You know what I'm saying?
I mean, yeah.
But they do. Fuck female dogs. A dog will start fucking his couch right now. He ain't never seen a porno. He ain't never thought to fuck, but he's fucking your mom's leg.
That red rocket coming out.
Where is that coming from? You know what I'm saying? It's in their nature to just want to fuck. Yeah, you know what I'm saying? And it's in our nature to just want to fuck. We just learn to develop the brain power to understand this is not okay. This is not normal.
It's about consent. For us, it's about consent.
But I mean, just the same way that we look at there's another certain age for sex. 30, 40 years ago, that shit was a joke. Elvis Presley married a 14-year-old. He was fucking 50. He married a 14-year-old, son.
Marvin Gaye impregnated a 15-year-old.
What's her name that we talk about all the time? But not Akeem Olajuwon. I don't want to put that on Akeem. My fault, gang. Nigga from
the Jazz. What's
the Jazz? Yes, Mailman.
Yeah.
Karl Malone.
Karl Malone. Yeah.
Karl Malone, bitch ass. He out here. First of all, this nigga had a whole family with a 15-year-old. Now this nigga he's fucking judging the dunk contest. Like, what the fuck? What the fuck? We talk about R. Kelly all day. What about Karl Malone? Because he's in the Hall of Fame. He still gets
Rick James.
We still big up this nigga. Yeah, Rick James. Like, I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's a lot of shit that we just started realizing is not okay. You know what I'm saying? It's fucking crazy. It just goes back to what I'm saying. Like, yo, a couple hundred years ago, bro, rape was a normal thing. When these niggas came to colonize, they wasn't just trying to kill Native Americans. They was trying to fuck them. They fucked all of them.
Yo,
fucked them.
Oh,
not just the slaves. They was like, we gonna fuck these dead bodies, live bodies. You don't give a fuck. There's literally fucking documentation of the people that came with Columbus. They was fucking walruses. They were literally fucking walruses off the shores. Like they thought they were mermaids. Like these motherfuckers is sick. They just want to fuck some.
Columbus, the first day he set foot on Hispaniola, which is Americas.
I was saying, like Florida.
No, it's
and like the islands.
Yes, it's DR Haiti, that area.
Okay.
And now first of all, they came for a bit of reasons. One of the things he put in his journal was that he was talking about the young natives that he met, and at first she was very reluctant, but after a few she turned into after I forced her or whatever the case may be, she turned into a freak. Oh, she's amazing. Yeah, bro, it's crazy.
It's fucking crazy. I mean, not for nothing. Them niggas was high on opium and shit. Them niggas was on some shit. Like, them niggas was high as fuck. Like. But I mean, either way, it's just all I say is, in nature there was a lot of foul shit that we just started to put out here. Like, shit, look at racism. That was what, nigga. You're great. Our parents have seen that shit firsthand. Your parents watched the fucking the civil rights movement, literally. You know what I'm saying? Like that wasn't that long ago, gang.
Shit, my aunt grew up in Maxon, North Carolina, bro.
Right, I was about to say, y'all get from South Virginia and shit, so I already know.
But I'm glad. Hey, better late than never. I'm glad.
Danny Masterson, whatever the fuck your name is, fuck you.
We gotta protect. We gotta protect our youth. We gotta protect women. For me,
and protect ourselves too, man. Before we get up out of it, one of the craziest stats that I heard is that they say that more men are raped every year than women. Now, what's crazy about that is they're raped by other men. That's fucking crazy. And on that note, I think we got to get up out of here.
Thank you guys. Episode 81.
Listen.
Free Gems Podcast. We're kind of all over the place today.
A little bit all over the place. You know what I'm saying? We touched base on a little bit of here and there. You know what I'm saying? We've been gone for a minute. We've been doing straight interviews for the last 3 episodes. So it's cool to just touch base about random shit like we always do.
And listen, we got a lot of nice surprises coming up for y'all. You feel me? A lot of nice giveaways, raffles, and all that. We got nice
raffles coming
interviews coming up. You feel me? We got a lot of things loading for you guys. We appreciate you.
Facts. We listen, man. Free Gems Podcast, episode 81. Kamal's about to go sell a $5 million house and send me 10% of that. So appreciate y'all. Y'all tune in, like, subscribe, all that good stuff, man. We see y'all next week, and we are gone.
We out of here.
NFL football is active. I'm about to go get mine.